How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. The power forward position in today's NBA will continue to grow, with stretch fours being absolutely vital to team success. Unlike the 2000s, guys like Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett usually does their damage on the post, while a prime Dirk Nowitzki would be absolutely perfect for today's NBA given his incredible outside shooting. With that said, here are my predictions for the top 5 power forwards in the year 2025. Number 5, Kristaps Porzingis. After a long road to recovery from his ACL injury, Porzingis will look to pick up where he left off. Now being on a great situation with the Mavs, the 7'3" power forward will not have to carry a huge load like he did with the Knicks. Now that Luka Doncic is the face of the franchise, KP will get a lot easier opportunities and will be able to stay fresh throughout the season. Has one of the most polished offensive games at the 4 position, started off as a legit MVP candidate the first month of the season, putting up 28 a game, but couldn't maintain his dominance as the season went on. Fatigue started to hit, especially on road games. Being a prototypical stretch 4, KP is tall enough to play center, but doesn't have the strength. Also not a good rebounder for somebody his size, takes and makes a lot of outside jumpers, can run the floor and finish in transition. Very athletic for a 7-footer, an excellent rim protector and shot blocker who's very underrated defensively. I believe him and Luka will be one of the best duos in the 2020s decade and contend for many years in the postseason. Chemistry shouldn't be much of a concern. 5 years from now, the Latvian native will be 29 years old in the peak of his powers. Because of his durability concerns, I don't see him playing every game of the regular season. Will miss likely 10 to 15 games per year on average, play 30 to 33 minutes, average over 25 a game, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2.5 block shots as the second option, a top 10 to 15 player in his prime, and make a couple All-NBA teams. Number 4, Jarrett Jackson Jr., who's extremely raw, won't turn 20 till September 15, made all-rookie first team, put up almost 14 a game, 5 rebounds on over 50% shooting in 58 games. Him and John Moran will be the future of the Grizzlies. Already very good on defense after playing with veteran Marc Gasol for a brief time, Jackson combined with his 7'4" wingspan and inside presence with the fact that he can switch onto guards, defend guys on the perimeter, will make him a high-level defensive player of the year candidate a few years from now. Already proven he can also knock down the long ball, his pick and roll game will be scary with Moran, although he likely won't be making much headlines next season since Memphis will continue to struggle. Having a young team, Triple J has some similarities to a younger version of Kevin Garnett. Given his size, I don't believe he will ever be as good as Garnett since he doesn't have the playmaking abilities. KG loves his work ethic and worked with Jackson Jr. on his game, being able to space the floor, get buckets in the paint, and bring the defensive intensity. Offensively, I don't believe Jackson will ever average crazy scoring numbers, but on defense, he'll be one of the best in the coming years. 5 years from now, he'll be 25 years old, should be a 2-time All-Star by then. I see averages of 21 points, 10 rebounds, 3 block shots, almost 2 steals, make multiple defensive first teams, and a top 10 to 15 player at the time. Will be even better by ages 27 and 28 and make more of an impact than what his statistics show. Number 3, Zion Williamson, who'll be a force to be reckoned with at 6'7", 285. We never seen anybody like Zion. With his type of body and incredible athleticism, can simply do everything from running the floor, blocking shots, playing bully ball, out-muscling guys, and out-hustling guys. Being in a great situation with New Orleans will allow him to utilize his strength and skill set. Having one of the best passing point guards in Lonzo Ball, one of the best young and promising teams, unlike playing for the Knicks, there won't be extreme pressure for Zion to succeed right away. Was one of the best one-and-dones college basketball has ever seen, posted averages of nearly 23 points, 9 rebounds in 33 games on 68% shooting. Of course, there's still plenty of areas in his game he needs to work on, especially his outside jumper, making less than 34% of his threes. In college, with a closer 3-point line, also shot 64% from the free throw line. Zion has the right winning attitude, very humble, not cocky, gets along with his teammates, does all the right things, and showing positive signs of what he's bound to become in the coming years, drawing many comparisons to the likes of Charles Barkley, Blake Griffin, Shawn Kemp, and LeBron James. He'll likely be the most athletic player in the next 5 years if he stays healthy. There's no question he'll add more versatility to his game, become a game changer on both ends of the floor. Despite being shorter than almost all power forwards and centers, Williamson, in my opinion, will at least be a much better version of Draymond Green, a better and more athletic version of Julius Randle, average around 15, 10, and 3, coming into the league right away as a rookie. I predict he will make the All-Star team by his 3rd season and be a superstar 4 or 5 years from now. Zion will be 24 years old in 2025. At his most athletic peak, average around 24 a game, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. A high candidate for Defensive Player of the Year, an MVP candidate, and be contending in the playoffs. Number 2, Anthony Davis, who's gotten way more headlines this offseason, despite not even playing a single game yet in a Laker uniform than his whole tenure with New Orleans. The 26-year-old came off averages of 26 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 2.5 block shots, will be entering the early stages of his prime, playing on a team that will be relevant for the first time in his career. I believe by the end of 2020, Davis will be the best player on purple and gold, since LeBron will be finishing his 17th season at age 35. AD has all the tools in the world, from playing above the rim, having a consistent outside mid-range jumper, occasionally hit the 3-ball. AD has been in the top 4 to 7 player discussion for the last 3 to 4 seasons. Davis has only gotten a little better, viewed as a superstar coming into the league. AD's injury concerns also raises red flags, only playing more than 70 games in 2 of his 7 seasons, missed at least 14 games in those other 4 seasons. Might win an MVP or 2, but I still haven't seen any leadership quality from Davis yet. 5 years from now, AD will be a little past his prime, but still amazing as a superstar, be 31 and 32 years old by 2025. I predict he will average between 24 to 25 a game, snatch between 10 to 12 rebounds, dish out 3 assists, 1.3 steals, and over 2 block shots, still remain a top 10 player in the league. Number 1, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's a transcendent talent and unlike anybody we have ever seen. At 6'11", over 240, the Greek Freak is simply unstoppable, especially in transition. Being a more athletic version of Kevin Garnett, the MVP came off averages of almost 28 points, 12.5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1.3 steals, 1.5 block shots on 58% shooting, stuffing the stat sheet, demolishing opponents with his incredible size, strength, skill, and physique. After 6 seasons in the NBA, he's still only 24 years old and will continue to get better, shows very little signs of injury concerns, and has been very healthy, never missing more than 10 games in any season. His points and rebound number continues to grow every year. Some even argue Giannis has a case for being the best player right now, but I won't go that far after what we've seen from the conference finals against a superior player in Kawhi Leonard. The only way Antetokounmpo can elevate to the next level is developing his outside jumper, and it can't be addressed enough. The main reason why the Sixers went out and got Al Horford was to build a wall in the paint with Big Al and Joel Embiid, 2 big monsters down low, and trying to slow down Giannis and make him beat you from the perimeter, just like how Toronto used their length to bother him the whole series. But the soon-to-be 25-year-old can put all that to bed if he develops an outside shot, shooting under 28% from behind the arc. If he even gets up to 33%, the rest of the league's in trouble. Dominating in every aspect of his game, combined with being one of the best defensive players in the league, it will only be a matter of time until Giannis becomes the best player in the NBA. Will also be one of the favorites to win MVP again next season, and might even win 3 or 4 of those awards, since he's only gonna get better. Comparing him with Anthony Davis, AD's a superstar big man who has decent guard skills with his handles and quickness, but Giannis is a proven superstar wing in a big man's body who's still getting stronger and is good enough to be the main offensive facilitator for his team, something Davis will never be. Giannis can basically do everything Davis can sprint faster the full length of the floor in 2 dribbles, take off from the free throw line. Giannis can become like Davis, but Davis can't become Giannis. If there was any debate, I have Giannis over Davis on my team going forward. 5 years from now, the Greek Freak will be 29 years old, in the middle of his prime. I predict he will lead his team to a championship by then, maybe even have 2 titles, continue to put up between 26 to 31 a game, grab between 10 to 14 rebounds, dish out between 5 to 8 assists a game. In 2025, I predict Giannis will average 28.5 points, grab 13 rebounds, 6 assists. Since I believe he will be more utilized down low, he'll continue to abuse guys at the rim, record 2 blocks and 2 steals, win a Defensive Player of the Year award or 2, become the most dominant player since Shaq, and the best player in the world in 2025, as well as being the best player in the 2020s decade. Honorable mentions includes Larry Markkinen, who exceeded all expectations. The 7-footer from Finland has all the tools to become a star player, has above average athleticism for somebody his size, deadly from 3, but still very inconsistent and isn't as good as Porzingis defensively, will be 27 years old in 2025. John Collins, who will also be 27 years old, has insane potential as well. I believe he will be a top 15 player at some point and very debatable between him and Porzingis. Collins, who's only 21, almost averaged 20 and 10 last season, looking like a future all-star, shot 56% from the field, way more efficient than KP, but is a huge liability defensively. There's still some superstar potential for the Latvian native with more upside, but depending on Porzingis' health, if he misses many games, then I take John Collins over him, but I slightly give the edge to KP. Also, Julius Randle and Pascal Siakam will both be 30 years old at the time. They're good players, but I don't ever see them being superstars. Both might start declining a little bit at the time. And mystery man Sekou Doumbouya, who could be a huge steal at 15 overall, will be 24 years old in 2025. At 6'9", 230, his athleticism and ability to finish above the rim alongside with his perimeter skills makes him very intriguing. Thank you so much for watching this video. Who do you guys think will be the best power forward in 2025? Let me know in the comments below. I talk NBA comparisons, amazing storylines, NBA history, and anything basketball that will interest you. If you love the NBA, subscribe for more content, more great stuff coming soon. I love all of you. See you next time.